Warning: graphic images of pest control. Do not watch if you might be offended. As always, first thing I do when I get set up is to try a zero check. Well, didn't go according to plan particularly. For the first 4 or 5 shots, every time I pulled the trigger, there was a 1, perhaps 2-second delay before anything happened. I could hit the target, but not very accurately. After 4 or 5 shots, things changed slightly. Instead of a delay, nothing happened at all, at least until I released the trigger. Then the gun would fire. Now, I could hit accurately with that, because it's sort of a bit like some target rifles, where you pull the trigger and nothing happens till you release. That was okay. Anyway, eventually it just settled down and behaved normally, but there was obviously something wrong. So when I got home, I stripped the rifle down, and what you can see here is the hammer. Now, the battered section on the corner, that's actually one of the sears. The other sear is on the hammer release lever. That was in good condition. I stoned it up anyway just to make sure. Couldn't find a new hammer anywhere in the UK, so eventually ordered one from Spain. Took about a week to arrive. Ever since then, everything's okay. What caused the dents in the hammer and the sear? Don't really know. There were no foreign objects in the gun. As the great Sherlock Holmes said, if you exclude everything else, what remains must be the answer. So, it must have been hitting the cocking pin. Can't think of anything else, although there's about a 3mm movement before the cocking pin picks up the hammer. So, perhaps it had been fired with the front valve adjustment wound right open. It has got an uprated hammer spring in, so perhaps that's the problem. Anyway, it's all cured now, everything working fine, and here come the squirrels. Thanks for listening. First outing since March. I didn't manage to get out at all during the summer, other than the odd wander around shooting squirrels on the ground. Difficult in this wood because there's so much ground cover. Squirrels weren't visiting the feeders. I took the opportunity to take a couple of them down and rebuild them, cover them in mesh. Hopefully the squirrels will now not chew big holes in them. This one had no bottom in it when I looked at it. Oh, first squirrel down. At this stage I didn't know how many squirrels I was likely to get. I've been seeing 2 or 3 coming. Rule of thumb, I normally get 2 or 3 times that on a visit, but I was reasonably hopeful that I'd get half a dozen. I'd forgotten to reload here, so I wasn't going to get a shot off. As you can see, it's never wise to take a shot when they're on those access branches. They just move too fast. They're unpredictable. I think this squirrel had only just found the feeder because it doesn't know how to access the hopper through the little pop-up flap. Given time, it would learn to do it. I wasn't impressed with that, quite obviously. But once you make a decision to pull the trigger, it's almost impossible to stop yourself. I think that's an indication that I'm a bit out of practice. Still, I will redeem myself. Have no fear. Well, let's see if I can do better on this one. Well, this is obviously a new arrival as well. Hasn't got much idea how to get in at the peanuts. Would learn in time, but I'm afraid his chance has already gone. Another good solid headshot there. The squirrels often take quite close interest on the dead ones. Doesn't seem to put them off. I very rarely have to go out and collect up the dead ones. Bit of tooth sharpening going on there, do you think? Oh, and again. Stayed still a little bit too long there. Wouldn't normally shoot them when they were doing that, but I wasn't sure whether it was going to come back to the feeder or not, so I took the opportunity when it arose. And look at that, already another one on top of the feeder. A little bit agitated, little tails flicking away. And a good look at his dead mates. Ah, that was a rubbish shot. It's not often that they'll hang around to give you a chance for a second one. I was a bit over enthusiastic with the first shot. I wasn't really steady. Still looking a bit agitated. Still, 25 grains of lead usually has a calming influence. I think that one must have known I was there. That's why I came across very, very slowly to try and pick it up, but not to worry, I expect to be back. They can rarely withstand the appeal of a peanut. Well, the bag's building up nicely now. Lost count of how many. These feeders have been up just over a month now. The wire mesh does seem to be working. There's no sign of them having been gnawed at. It's a pain to do though. I end up with multiple punctures in my fingers. So I have to say it appears to have been worth the effort and the pain. You'd think squirrels would be quite easy to spot coming through the trees and across the ground. Yeah, the grey colour is not really that good a camouflage, but quite often they appear out of nowhere. And if on the ground, all that betrays them is the flicking of a tail. Well, this one's certainly not in a hurry to get a peanut. Making sure it's checking out every one of its mates. Oh dear. Put its head up once too often. Oh, little wave there, saying goodbye. You can see the lights beginning to go. The Image is noticeably darker. I could adjust it, but it's good enough. And still they keep coming. I'd only seen 3 squirrels on the camera. I expected to get half a dozen, but final tally was 12, which makes for a really good day out. Unfortunately, didn't bring my phone with me, so there's no photograph of the assembled carnage. But I did remember a knife, so I took their tails home. Worth 30p each. Doesn't really help pay for much, but I sort of feel that it means the squirrels aren't going to waste. And the foxes seem to appreciate them, because the next morning there's never any carcasses left. Occasionally a buzzard will come down and take one while I'm shooting. On occasion I've even had a fox come up and take them. Usually they come back a couple of times. They seem to like to stash them. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. I have been out again, so there will be another video coming up shortly.